The usual way to play CK3 is to conquer land, expand like crazy and dominate the map with your color. But what if you don't? Today we're gonna switch things up and play tall in CK3. Instead of going all out to conquer the map, we're going to keep a small piece of land with tons of personal holdings and go ham on constructing money-making buildings, stacking cash until we're the richest person in the whole world. And we can practically afford and buy a kingdom for our son. Let me introduce you to Duke Talis Talboy of Bohemia, the ultimate dude for this challenge. Talis is the Duke of Bohemia, being a loyal vassal to the Holy Roman Emperor who'll protect him from external dangers. Talis has got a prime piece of land with 5 counties under his control, ready to invest some money into it. And he already starts out with plus 16 gold per month, which is pretty good. Talis has no desire to grow beyond his borders. He is the Duke of Bohemia, and his only goal is to make Bohemia as prosperous as possible. And he may just have a small hidden agenda. Duke Talis wastes no time and goes straight for the prize, marrying a saucy Saxon lady by the name of Helena. This fine lass is not only intelligent, but she's also got the lustful trait. Looks like Duke Talis knows how to pick him. Our guy is sitting pretty with some great fiefs, including the Castle of Prague and the Castle of Kaslav. These 2 castles are particularly valuable because they boast tons of building plots and can even support special duchy buildings. But before we start building, like the video and smash that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. Talis heads straight to his liege, Kaiser Heinrich IV of the Holy Roman Empire. There he negotiates his feudal contract, locking down a guaranteed council right to ensure his seat on the Council of the Kaiser as his steward. This brings some noticeable benefits for Talis' plans. More taxes, even more taxes, cheaper buildings, and more lifestyle experience. Then it's time for Talis to invest his first point in the architect tree, which is going to be the key point of this whole strategy. The next objective was to construct the duchy building tax offices. This building is a game changer, increasing the taxes in the whole duchy by a massive 10%. This may not seem like much, but all the future buildings will benefit from this. After investing the second skill point in even more building time reduction, Talis' first son and heir was born. Welcome to life, Money Boy Tallboy. The dwarf? Oh my god, the irony. Duke Talis is overjoyed with the birth of his son Moneyboy and decides to celebrate this by investing heavily in all of his holdings, confident that it'll pay off in the long run. The Duke decides it's time to take a step back and focus on his spiritual well-being. He feels a calling to seek the light and go holy, and sets out on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. This pilgrimage proves to be a truly transformative experience for Duke Talis. Nah, just joking. Just a big bunch of piety to trade in for ice-cold cash with the Pope. That's even more money we can invest back into our holdings. But since the Pope wasn't fully on board with Talis, he first had to sway the Pope to get him on his side and get that sweet dough. While swaying the Pope, Talis' kingdom kept raking in that sweet cash flow. And guess what he did with it? He went all in and pumped it right back into his holdings. Despite Talis' buildings doing their thing, his prestige hit rock bottom. But you know what they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Time to throw down some feasts, go on some hunts, and party like there's no tomorrow. Due to Talis being diligent, he could make the decision to develop the capital, which increases the development level of your capital. This is great because development level boosts your tax income, and although this decision gave him some stress, he ended up becoming athletic afterwards. What a double win! Then Talis' second son Castora came to life. Even though he wasn't set to inherit the throne, little did anyone know that destiny had even greater plans in store for little Castor. With our guy now being 29 years old, he already had quite the experience in the stewardship tree, getting close to becoming an architect and already raking in a good 33 gold per month. Thanks to his influence, Tallboy was able to visit his liege and make a bold request to the Kaiser. Reinforce the border regions that were being threatened by the vicious brutes of Poland. And guess what? The Kaiser was totally on board and was okay with building castles on the borders. Well, thanks, man. The swaying attempts on the Pope finally paid off, and we could now trade in 250 piety for 700 gold. That was some good money, and on top of the pile Talis already accumulated from his buildings, it was enough to reinvest in those buildings again. Money makes money. Things were going great for Talis, as he kept making money and upgrading his buildings. But then, after some time, the unthinkable happened. his wife was tragically killed during one of the feasts. You bastards! I will never shut my mouth for 120 gold. Give me the money. I'll find a new wife. After his second marriage, Talis was able to acquire the architect perk, resulting in a further reduction in building time and building costs. And now, being an architect himself, this was the perfect moment to upgrade all of his castles into keeps, significantly improving his military power. Suddenly, I heard about my daughter having an affair with my spy master. What? Did I have another daughter? Hey, don't blame me, I'm a busy duke. And I married my daughter off to someone else. After that, Talis created the Duchy of Moravia. As he amassed a significant amount of wealth, was able to create the Kingdom of Bohemia immediately after that. Talis was now a king, and he could now hold court and listen to the whining of some plebs. After which he promoted his son Moneyboy to be a steward, and spent some money on creating the Knights Templar. I'm rich, so why not make my own holy order? Then something remarkable occurred. Our good friend the Pope informed us that he was preparing a crusade to expel the Muslims from Spain. With a ton of money banked, Talis financed 800 gold for the crusade, and he also pledged to fight for it. Thanks to upgrading all of his castles, Talis now had a military strength of 5,000 men, making him the most valuable asset to the crusade. Maybe even so valuable that his second son Castor would be able to get a little bit of land if we win the crusade. It's time to go to Spain. Deus vult! I mustered all of my troops and went to Spain, only to get clapped when I wasn't paying attention. What a great start. I split up so that Talis himself would stay in there with the best of his men to fight for his faith. Not just for the Crusader perk, I swear. He sent the rest of the guys back to Bohemia because the peasants were revolting. And because half of the army died, I had to marry off 2 more daughters to gain alliances. Now the King of Norway and the King of Hungary were here to help kill off the revolt. And when that was dealt with, we quickly went back to Spain to fight in the Crusade. It was a true war of attrition. The whole spectacle went on for 7 whole years, with skirmishes going back and forth. But in the end, we finally managed to win the crusade, and our war effort was so big that our son got rewarded with the Kingdom of Valencia. Our son has become a Crusader King, only because we donated a bunch of money and a lot of troops. Thanks playing Tal, you're great. Now, the dynasty of Tall Boys is set in stone, with Valencia being in Christian hands again and Bohemia built up and incredibly wealthy for generations to come. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like it, and see you guys next time.